welcome back to this video in our Rondeña series. This is based on a composition of mine called Ajonjolí, and you can find the transcription for this on my website, deoromusic.com. So we're looking at measures 78 to 85, and this section is in D Lydian. And D Lydian is the mode that's a semitone above C sharp Phrygian, which is the traditional Rondeña mode. I first came across falsettas in this mode, at least that I'm aware of, listening to Moraito and Pepe Habichuela, and they just really did some beautiful things, and it's really interesting how it contrasts. It's such a contrasting sound. You know, this mode. Compared to the C sharp Phrygian. Nice when the two blend like that. What gives us our D Lydian sound is we take our major scale. So if we had a D major scale, sounds odd because I've just been playing the Lydian, but if a major again is this in D, and we'll raise that fourth degree. Here's our 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to raise that, and that's what gives it that sound. And then of course, that beautiful contrast to the C sharp Phrygian. Now, this falsetta is really not too tricky. Just a few things to remember. One is with our thumb. You can see how it's just going to play through with the rest stroke the whole time, dragging through. So you might need to practice that on its own, although in flamenco it's so common that that should be pretty comfortable for just about everybody. If you find it new and challenging, then just practice that thumb by itself. Isolating treble techniques and treble areas is always a good idea. The only other trick in this section is really just to bring the melody out, because we've got these block chords with our fingers, with IMA. So just making sure that that melody comes out. It's always on string 1 here. Well, almost always on string 1. So just make sure to bring out that melody. That's really the only trick in here. And when we get to this part, when we've come down, for example, into that part, you can do some improvising there. Sort of three ingredients involved. One is we've got our chord, we've got our slur, and we've got our leading tone. And you can choose from 2 chords. Just pick your own, vary it each time, some improvising. D7, or the D7 sharp 9, which is a nice jazzy, a little more modern sound. And then the slur can be on string, it's all string 1, can be 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. So for example, or, but you can leave that up to your own improvisational taste and do it a little different every time. The last thing, the leading tones, you can either go the more classical approach, leading tone from below to resolve, or the more, well, in flamenco, generally your leading tone approach is from above. So here we see that with that D to the C sharp. Again, have that D, which leads to our C sharp melody. So again, just improvise that. To your own taste. So as we play from measure 78, really just relaxed, trying to keep that melody dominant. Now here can pick up a bit of momentum. And we'll repeat second pass, same thing. Little variation, improvise this, whatever you want, and then here, a little trill there, second time around. And that will lead us into the next section, which is where the Rondeña Video 8 picks it up. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm enjoying presenting it. Again, the transcription can be found on my website, deoromusic.com. Along with, we now have an ebook of the Picado book and an ebook version of the Carcassi 25 Melodic and Progressive Studies. So be sure to check those out. Enjoy. Thank you for joining me today. See you in the next video.